Move from pleasing the customer to building a business that pleases the customer. Hi, my name is Gollan, and for the past 25 years I've coached business owners on how to achieve epic business growth. And one of the key principles that I work with, particularly in a small to medium-sized business range, is helping clients go from pleasing the customer roles to building a business that pleases the customer. What do I mean by that? Well, when you start off, you're the one and usually client-facing. And so you're doing the work, so you're pleasing the customer basically. Then you might put more team on, and usually around the tipping point can come anywhere from about 6 to 12 people. And that's when you're not directly, well, that's when you really need to move away from pleasing the customer. What do I mean by pleasing the customer? Essentially, you're still working in the business. And so your business up until this point in time was directly related to how happy the customers have been. And you loved them. You love the customer, you love doing what you do, and you're still working with the customer. And you're still probably doing work for them. So I've got an agency that I'm working with, and one of their challenges at the moment is moving away from pleasing the customer to building a business that pleases the customer. So what we're doing there, instead of you pleasing the customer, having that direct connection with them, which is what's been safe and secure, and it's what's been what you've felt, that direct facing the customer or the client, whatever your term is for them, that has been the success of your business. So what you do is you put more people on because you get busy, but you don't build a structure with that team, nor do you have systems for them to operate within, so that you can remove yourself from actually having to deal with the customer. And the main thing there is you still want to deal with them. A, because you love it, or B, because you've got a fear of it, or C, a mix of both of those, because if you get away from them, you feel like it's going to collapse. So to move towards building a business that pleases the customer, what you want to do is you want to take the processes that you've been using to please that customer and document them and create a system or a bunch of processes, so then when you hire your people based on profiles that are a match for the processes that they've got to use in their day-to-day roles. The processes that they use can be either automated or they can be personalized. Or they can be delivered from a personal point of view, so that you have worked on your business to create the systems and the processes. Then you hire your team in, and those team members run those processes to please the customer. That's where we're going. That's the principle. Stepping you out from the direct contact with the customer, so you can work on the business to build the processes and systems, hire people in, so those systems run to please the customer, but also your team runs the systems to please the customer. So there's space between you and the customer with your business and with your team. That is what's inevitably what you're doing, is you're moving from when you're forward facing the customer, you've got an income. You've got an income. You're not really conscious of building an asset at that stage. It's more about pleasing the customer and retaining the income. So that's pretty much your focus. To move from that to building a business that pleases the customer, this is more about building an asset. So we want to step into that mindset of building an asset for exit value. If you do it properly, you'll still retain that income that you get. So, you used to do time for money, working with the customer, and that was the income that you're relying on. But building a business, you build a system to provide that happiness or that delivery for the customer, to get the happiness from the customer so they keep buying, or you keep getting more customers. So what we're looking to do here is have two forms of payoff. One, the exit value or the value of the business, and two, the income that you get from it and the cash flow you get from it in between, so you can invest in your assets. This is a completely different mindset compared to the pleasing the customer mindset from a forward-facing point of view. This mindset here is long-term, and it's building systems and leverage, and you might go through a bit of withdrawal to get to that level. So how do you move from client-facing to building a process so the business is facing the client and the business provides the happiness? We've got to take the mindset of, I can set this business up without me having to be involved in the day-to-day. Why do you want to do that? You want to do that because your role, if you're gifted in with this to achieve if you've got a really big business vision for your business, you're going to have to take this process so that you can step out of that day-to-day customer forward facing. So you've got time to create the future. Creating the future is the essential part to step in there. So when you used to just work with the customer, now you work with your mind and your inspiration and others, like coaches or mentors or books or some sort of study or something like that, to envision what the future is going to be for your business, because you want to create the future and bring that to your business and then bring that to your customers. There's not much future when you're just forward facing. You know, you're just pretty much you're in the doing of it. And when you're in the doing of it, you can't be in the creating of the future of it. In simple terms, you're working in the business rather than on the business. The purpose of working on the business is to create a business that can run without you, to free you up to do what you're naturally the best at. And usually that's creating something. That's the so my model in working with business owners is to build teams, scale time, and bank money, which then frees you up. So you've got the freedom and power to create. And creating is about creating the future, because you usually get all these visions of what you can do with your business. So when you're forward facing your customer, you don't have the time to think. You don't have the time to get that inspiration or the execution of it or the implementation of it. Whereas when you've got a business that can run without you, with team that are doing the processes to please the customer, you've got this time and space now to create the future. How do you create the future? That's just your planning. What are your goals for the next 1 month? The next 12 months, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Where do you want to take this business? This is about your vision, and that's usually what you're gifted in on. So move away from forward focusing the customer or forward facing the customer to please them, to build a business that pleases the customer. That will free you up so you can create future and bring that future to your business, and of course bring that future to your clients. Thanks for listening. This is Casey Gollan. Talk again soon.